Welcome to Bobo Buns So Vintage Life. It's lovely to have you join me here today. I want to share with you today what I'm currently working on. It's an ongoing process that has a deadline of July the 16th at 6 p.m. and it's a dress I'm making for my daughter's graduation. Whenever there's a special occasion, I always love the opportunity to make something to wear that celebrates that occasion. So I've been thinking long and hard about the type of dress I'd like to make. Now the dress is very much being planned around a pair of shoes. And it's these shoes. I've already got one here. You need two, don't you? It's these fabulous, they're like mint green patent with this lovely dark green flower, sort of like a Mary Quant flower, and a button in the middle and pink inside, which is rather gorgeous. And they're from Joanie shoes, and they're rather like the Orla Keeley shoes for Clarks, and look, they've even got stars on the bottom, which makes them rather special as well. Now I absolutely loved these shoes when my daughter showed them to me on the website. I mean, there's some other lovely sparkly ones, gold ones, all sorts. But I kept stroking the image of these and saying how much I loved them and exclaiming that, you know, they're pink inside too, and I do love green. And then, as a surprise, days later, I had a knock on the door and it was these shoes, which she'd bought for me. I mean, it's so kind. And it's her graduation, so obviously I want to wear these shoes to it. So I keep putting them. I'm not obviously a good shoe advertiser. I'm like the angles. I'm holding them. So I've gone through my stash and it's really hard to find a fabric that I think works just right with this, and I don't want to buy anything because I've got some amazing fabrics. So I'm feeling the shoes are very much leading the design of the dress, and I will show you the two fabrics that I've narrowed the dress down to, and then I'll go through with you the dress that I'm designing, making, my process, my thought process, and show you the toile so far. And then obviously I will return back to you in the future with the finished dress and go through it a bit more. But it's really interesting, I think, to know the process behind how people come up with their ideas. I mean, I know I enjoy it, so hopefully you will too. Now, to start with, I thought let's use a dress I already have that I really love, and it's this one here. It's the Betty bodice that I designed for my upper tier patrons, and it's in the most glorious crepe. It's a vintage inspired crepe from Till the Sun Goes Down, and it really is beautiful to touch. And I mean, the colours are so zingy in it, and I think these shoes work really well with this. Says she hiding behind it, but I think the two go really well together. Pop that back there. My eldest daughter said, "Mum, as lovely as the dress is, that's the sort of thing you wear all the time, so it's not special." I mean, obviously some people just wear jeans and jumpers all the time, so that would look really dressed up, but for you, you need to go even more for them. Plus the graduation is at 6 in the evening, which gives room for something a little bit more dressy than a day dress, so that helps narrow the options down. So I decided, yeah, I am going to make a dress for the graduation, and it's fun to do, and it's one that I will get to wear in the future. Now, even before I'd fully decided on the design of the dress to go with these shoes, I needed to find a fabric that would work. I know obviously not all dresses are going to work in certain fabrics, but there are tricks like underlining it to stabilise it and various other things. So I thought I'm not so worried about what the design will be, but I just want to find the right fabric. And I really wanted to use this one from Missy Mop. So I showed you this in my last video, and it has got the green in it, so I think it would work. And the design that I've chosen really works with this fabric, to be honest. But the other contender is this one from Bornella Fabrics, which I bought at the Stitch Festival, which was in March, I think, of this year. I mean, that goes really well too. I still haven't made up my mind because both look fabulous, but I think for the design that I'm going to show you, this one is the winner, to be absolutely honest. So I'll let you see what I'm coming up with. I'm thinking of the Sky Rocket dress by the now no longer Vampire's Wife. For a long time her dresses have inspired me. I have made some in the past. I'll just show you. I made my own version of the Falconetti. There's so many design lines from, you know, The Vampire's Wife that I actually want to recreate and use. But the Skyrocket is the one that really grabs me. The original one from The Vampire's Wife, which Florence Welsh has worn fabulously on stage. And it has these amazing, it's a long skirt with the ruffles at the bottom, all in V's. It's a 6-cord skirt. And if you look, the waist comes up into a point here. And the sleeves have the ruffles on, they're slightly curved up and they've got pleats and obviously the full shoulder head and the ruffle at the neck. And they're generally in different coloured lames to look absolutely amazing. This one is my absolute favourite in the black net with the big dots. If I was going to recreate, you know, a full length one, it would be this one in the black. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning, isn't it? This isn't a Skyrocket. This is another one that's saved on my list of things to recreate. I do love a bow, and look at those bows on the front, the way that they go all the way up the dress. This very much reminds me of a Schiaparelli dress. I wouldn't be surprised if this was in a book from the 30s saying Schiaparelli had designed this, but that's on my list to recreate for another day. Another thing that you need to do is obviously look at the back views if you can to see any design details, and then I've got some closer views so I could see how they finished the neck ruff, and you know, look more closely at the sleeves. And the neck ruff is overlocked at the edges on this one, but on some other ones, I don't know if I've got that one here. Where did I have that one? Don't know where that one's gone. But on another version I've seen, I think it's on these ones actually, the lame, it's just got pinked edges, so it's slightly frayed, but it's obviously fabric that won't fray terribly. While I'm on here with some of my favourite ones, this is the sleeve that inspired the one that I made. These beautiful shired sleeves here on the side. I don't know that I particularly like these sleeves, but I just think they're stunning. They're just amazing with the shirring up there and obviously the support in the sleeve head, and how voluminous they are going into the cuffs. They're just absolutely stunning, and this lady here looks amazing in it. And as an aside, this is Angelica Houston in an Yves Saint Laurent from the 1970s, which really reminds me of The Vampire's Wife. And as I've said, I adore bows, and this sequin bow on the front, wouldn't that look an amazing feature on a Vampire's Wife style dress? So these are all ideas that are saved away for my head, and hopefully one day in the future I will get to make them all. So then the next thing to do is draw out my ideas and the type of dress I wanted, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do the ruffles around the sleeves, but I've got them around the neck, and I've got the 6-core skirt to make that goes up into the bodice here with a V, but it's straight at the sides. It does that at the back as well, but I'd like mine straight all the way around. So I sketched out some of the pattern pieces that I'd need. And for the sleeve, I'd already designed exactly this sleeve, but not with the curve. I had to curve it. And that was my Elsa bolero that I designed for, I think it was November for my patrons at Bobo Buns Sewing Club. And I've got that in a lovely silver velvet. Now the Elsa bolero that I made for my patrons in November, you know, I showed them how to pattern cut this little bolero. The sleeves in here exactly what I'm after, with a bit of modification, having the 3 pleats here, and then it comes into a tighter cuff. The sleeve head isn't as high as I want it for my dress, so I'm going to raise the sleeve head. Well, I have raised the sleeve head because I've already made the toile, and at this centre pleat it comes in at a curve, so I've adapted my sleeve to reflect that. So you can see where I'm going with thinking this is the fabric if you're doing a Vampire's Wife dress. This is beautiful, but it doesn't have that edginess of a Vampire's Wife type of gown. So yeah, I am feeling very drawn to using this fabric for my Skyrocket dress. So I need to show you the toile on, don't I, and where I'm at, and how much I'm loving it so far. I've still got this skirt to pattern cut and carry on working, but this is a work in progress, is it? First toile, so you can see the ruffle doesn't go all the way around. I was just playing around to see how it would look on here. And I also tried out the sleeve that I'd made before. I'll just show it to you with the shiring here, but obviously I need to frill out that bottom bit more, but I decided that wasn't the sleeve that I wanted. I actually want to use the original sleeve, of which I then put in the other side. Just looking at that, yeah, it's right, it's just a bit too big there. Found from this design, I was really happy that it's using my basic bodice pattern, which I'd already altered to have the French darts in the side. I've put on a bit of weight, so I took the darts out the back, but I don't need those. You can really see my bra clearly through this. It's an old sheet. It's like I'm wearing nothing, isn't it? But I really, really liked this sleeve, and I knew I was going to be really happy with this little ruff around the neck. It's what makes it for me. And I may be adding some of that to the bottom of the skirt also. So I then went and made another toile so I could see what the ruff looked like all the way around. So I'll show you that to you. And I do find dresses that have a back zip, but obviously you've got to put a back zip in with a dual neck. There's no other way of getting them in them, but I find them such a pain to fit because you can't just keep pinning it easily at the back. You need help, and yeah, they offer different fitting issues because they're not as easy to play around with yourself. But we get there, don't we? As long as we got handy hands around. So I'll show you what the other toile looks like, the one that I'm really, really pleased with. This is what the neck ruffle looks like in all its glory. Absolutely thrilled with this. I think I'm going to make the neck a little bit lower, just a smidge, probably about 3/8 of an inch. But I really, really love, you know, how it lays all the way around. If you can see that, obviously it's not an accurate representation because I'm not all pinned up at the back. I will be putting some poof into here to, you know, hold the sleeve head, so a bit of Petersham ribbon pleated over just to hold up the sleeve head. And the sleeve here feels a little bit tight, just a little bit, so I just need to add in a small amount, whether it be 1/2 inch, something like that, just to give a little bit more ease. But I will show you the sleeve. See how I've curved the bottom of the sleeve, and then I've got these 3 pleats, which I really, really love. I'm undecided as yet if I'm going to put the pleats around the bottom, you know, the frill around the bottom of the sleeve. I'm not sure yet, because it does look really lovely like that. And you can see this bodice I've not done with the V up the front yet. I was just trying to get the bodice correct, and I'm noticing when I hold the back, I can actually put some darts in, just not as big a dart as I'd allowed for in my original one. So I can put some darts in, but yeah, just need to put them a bit smaller than my original block for, you know, my back bodice block. So I am really, really pleased with how this is going so far, and I think you will agree it's got to be this fabric, and it's a lightweight crepe, so I feel it behave really well. I won't get a bulkiness with this frill, which is something I don't want. I am tempted to pink the edges. I just don't know if I like the overcast, you know, the overlocked edges so much. It just looks too neat and tidy for this dress. It's a mix of what I want to do. Oh, and I didn't say I'm not going to make the skirt floor length for a day for graduation. That's a bit much. I'm going to do it sort of mid calf, you know, so longish but not really, really long. So yeah, I'm having fun bringing this one together, and I can't wait to share it to you when it's all done. So yeah, keep you updated with progress. I hope you found this interesting, seeing some of my process and how I work, how I'm going to create a design. You know, one just for me, this one, not creating designs for my Patreon or for others. So I can just go at my own steady pace. So thank you for joining me today. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, then you'll get notified when the next one comes up. And leave your comments below, because I love hearing your thoughts and having a chat with you as always. So until next time, I shall bid you a fond farewell, happy sewing, and see you again very, very soon. Bye bye for now.